If it fucks up again, we're just gonna have to like stop and wait for gunpoint. Okay.
Okay.
All right. You could begin now.
Yeah, give me a second. Oh yeah. Here, this is the scan. This is part one Itachi, the healthiest version of Itachi we've seen. And if you look at the latest left part of the statement, it's the statement at the very least which hurt each other badly. Itachi implies that if they were to fight, both sides will be injured significantly. This shows relativity and equal. This shows that Itachi is equal to Jiraya. Sage Jiraya is significantly stronger than base Jiraya. So Sage Jiraya would win against a healthy Itachi. That's my skating. Do you have any refutations for this?
Yeah. I don't think this. I don't think this Itachi is full power. Uh, it stated
Uh,
he like overused the Sharingan, or over. Well, he overused the Sharingan, but he just like overexerted himself in general.
why do you? Okay, can you give me the scan of statement of over exertion? He
Yeah.
used it one. There was one use of the Magical Sharingan here. After one use, he's like, I cannot win instrument. That is not a very significant amp. We see him being perfectly fine. So I don't think even if he uses one Magical Sharingan, his physical capabilities and his Amaterasu and Tsukuyomi powers wouldn't be significantly used. That just means he would have one less use of the ability. Unless that's a very like mental or like sorry, it's a physical enough, significant enough to matter. It's gonna be basically the same with Archie. Alright. Well, Kakashi won this game did once, not all. Kakashi to use were spent and try to wrap things up and leave. Okay. So okay, okay. So he was tired after using the jutsu. So he doesn't want to fight anymore, Jonin, while he's tired. So how much of a nerf it is that it is significantly affect him?
I don't have to prove that. You're trying to scale Jiraiya to a healthy Itachi. I'm just asserting that this version of
Yeah,
Itachi
yeah,
that Jiraiya is
I'm
supposed.
saying this is a
Let me
this is
finish. Let me finish. I'm asserting that this just version of Jiraiya you're trying to scale Itachi to is a Itachi that is spent. He overused his abilities, right? So you have no scaling to a healthy Itachi.
you realize that Itachi was even no the this is just a simple statement of Itachi being getting a little bit physical. He's getting physically fatigued a little after
Prove this a
using the
little.
jutsu.
Prove this a
No,
little
no,
like
no,
using.
no, no. Let me just finish. Okay, I'm just gonna say this is a tired Itachi, but this is a Itachi which is gonna be healthier than Itachi that's spewing blood while fighting, and that he's dying during the fight. I can prove to you. Let me just get a scan of Itachi. This is last day. That's the another Itachi fight you see.
Wait, that version of Itachi. Okay, wait. So you can see that the version of Itachi you're scaling to doesn't like scale to part one Itachi at full power. Don't shock me.
What?
I'm saying address at this point, right? So I'm asserting that this version of Itachi that said he would get significantly hurt by Jiraiya is a Itachi that hasn't fully recovered.
Why is he not fully recovered? He says that he was tired after. No, Kakashi says that statement. As far as he knows, Itachi was tired after using the
No,
jutsu.
no, 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 no,
Why?
no. No, don't
Yeah,
you?
so he
Okay, no,
hasn't.
that's a question
No,
back.
no.
Hold up.
I'm just saying. I'm just asking you to. Okay.
Itachi says that's a pretty good analysis, implying that it is true.
No,
It
no,
isn't
that's
just
not. That's not answering my
Itachi's
question.
conjecture.
My question is why hasn't can you prove that Itachi didn't recover? I'm asking you to prove. You're saying that
Okay,
Itachi recovered, didn't recover after the fight. Why do you think? Can you prove that Itachi didn't recover like while fighting Naoto and after finding Jiraiya?
that's
That's
not
one
my
point.
burden
That's
to
one
prove.
point. Two, can you prove that Itachi is talking about himself currently because after
Just
this
shot.
he
Hold
feels
up, hold up,
like
hold up, hold up,
even
hold
in
up,
the
hold up, hold up.
future,
Don't shotgun
even
me.
in the
Don't
future.
shotgun. Don't
I'm saying two
shotgun me,
points.
dude.
Fine.
Yeah,
Continue.
you said 2 points. That's definitionally a
Okay,
shotgun. Okay,
continue,
let me address the first one.
continue.
So you're on the assertive, right? My scale doesn't has nothing to do with this version of Itachi. You're the one trying to say that Jiraiya scales to like a full, like healthy Itachi. So using an argument from ignorance to say Itachi has fully recovered is fallacious, right? It's not
No,
my
I,
burden
I
to
didn't. I
prove
didn't
that.
assert that. I didn't assert that Itachi is fully exiled. I simply asked you to prove that you said
No,
that
no,
you
no.
can check by the recording. You check by the recording. You said Itachi hadn't recovered. I'm asking you to prove that he hadn't recovered.
I'm saying we don't know if he's recovered
No, you
because
said
we
that
know
he
prior.
didn't recover. You said he didn't recover. Can you prove that he didn't recover?
No, I never said that. I said
You
he's
can check
exert.
that
No,
Kava. You can check. You can check the recording. You literally said Itachi had. You're scaling Jiraya to a Itachi that hasn't fully recovered. Can you prove that he hasn't recovered yet?
this version of Itachi. This is prior to when he said this.
No, can you? No, that's not answering my question. I'm asking you. Can you prove that Itachi hadn't recovered as you said that statement?
I don't know if he recovered or not. That's not my burden to
Then why did
prove.
you make the assertion? Why did you
I
make the
don't.
claim? If you could prove it.
Okay, even if I did make that claim, that's not what I meant. So I'm asking you to address what I said.
You said that Itachi hasn't fully recovered after the fight.
Did you
I
not
asked you to
just
prove
hear
it.
what I said,
Okay,
retard?
sake of the argument, for the sake of the argument. Okay, so can you give me a manga C translation for this, or like a Viz translation, because I doubt the translation for this.
The colored manga uses Viz.
No, I want.
What I
Oh,
showed
okay.
you before was
Can
not
you give,
Viz. They weren't using
can you get
Viz
me
at that.
manga C? Can you get me manga C
Yeah,
on
sure,
manga C?
sure.
Yeah.
It's literally word for word. I checked.
Yeah, just to make sure.
Actually, Juju can. Juju, if you want to judge, you can judge. I'm fine with Juju judging. Mahoraga, you cool with one judging?
Yeah, sure.
All right, cool.
What topic are y'all doing?
Itachi versus Jiraiya.
And who asked who?
I have Jiraiya.
And what's the current point of the scaling that y'all on?
Itachi is like not fully at full power.
Okay.
Okay, I found the scan.
Okay. Okay, fine, I agree with this. So I'm just gonna put the address on you. Okay, so why do you think this statement is directly referring to Itachi during the? Why do you think this is referring to Itachi, which is current Itachi? Why is it not? Why do you think it's not a general statement that if we faced off generally, not right now? He doesn't refer to that. Oh, I'm sick right
That's
now. If we faced off,
that's
no,
your
no, 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 no,
burden to prove.
I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. Why do you think it's not Itachi saying this in general that if we faced off, we probably would hit Yachita badly? Why do you think it's current Rick? Oh, right now I'm hurt. If we face either of right now,
Yeah.
this
Okay.
is gonna
You
happen.
asked this
Why do you
like
think that? Why
three
do you think that?
times, and I'm gonna give you the same answer. If you don't reply, then we can move on from the point.
Okay, fine.
It's
You
not
can say that.
my burden to prove that because I'm not scaling my character. You're the one trying to scale healthy Itachi to Jiraiya. Therefore, it is your burden to prove.
What? I'm asking you. No, I'm giving a scan that shows that Itachi is stating this.
Yeah,
You're
and I'm
saying that
saying you're
Itachi.
burden
No, I'm
shifting.
addressing that claim. I'm addressing your argument. I'm addressing your argument. You said that's Itachi. That's that. You saying that Itachi was spent and is tired after using one Mangekyo Sharingan ability, and by saying that, oh, this then that Itachi would scale above Jiraiya. Then no, Jiraiya doesn't scale to Itachi. But I'm saying, why do you think that Itachi is talking about his current self, not talking about in general? Because that's a general statement that if we faced off, this is Itachi's mission is to capture Naruto. Isn't like one time thing. He doesn't say if we face off right now. He literally says if we faced off, we would hurt each other very badly. That means showing relativity in general. That statement isn't in reference to Itachi currently, because Itachi could go and
Why?
capture now later on. So, what do you think that is talking about Itachi, which currently is tired?
Okay, prove he recovered. Prove he recovered later on.
You aren't addressing my claim. I'm asking you. I'm asking you. Why do you think? Can you think? Can you give me enough reasoning to say that Itachi is talking about him? I'm
No,
gonna repeat it
that's
again.
just an.
Why do you think?
Once
Let
again,
me. I'm
you're
not done yet.
arguing.
I'm not done yet. I'm not done
You
yet.
already made your point.
I'm
You're
making
rambling. I don't care for
yeah.
your
So
ramble.
you are not addressing my argument. That's why I'm going to
Yeah,
repeat
nah,
it.
Mahoraga, you should let him address your argument because you made the point about how it's a
No,
general
he's
statement. You
asking
should let
proof.
him
No,
address
he's
that.
asking me to prove. Yeah, he's asking me to prove that Itachi would recover after years and years after the fight. I'm saying to him that's not my claim. I'm asking him to prove that Itachi is not just stating that statement in general, but is just talking about his current physical sense. That's what I'm asking to prove. So can you now address that?
Wait, say that.
Say
Say that last part again.
I'm asking you to prove that. Can you prove to me or give me a very good reason to why Itachi is not saying this statement in general but talking about his current self? Because he gives a
Yeah.
general statement. Okay,
Okay. I got the point. Yeah. So
okay.
again, you're arguing from ignorance. Once again, you're saying because there's no evidence that this is in reference to current Itachi, it's in reference to general Itachi, which is
What?
again, once again, an argument from ignorance. And like I said before, it's
No,
not
okay.
my burden to prove. Okay, okay. I'm just saying that this character doesn't necessarily scale. Your scale is reliant on your character necessarily scaling, which you're not proving.
You are not addressing. That's not defeat to my argument. I am asking you to
Okay,
prove
if
that
you don't
the
think it's a
statement, the
defeater, then we
burden
can
of
move
proof.
on.
Listen, you're not even letting me complete. See, I'm asked. You are literally saying a statement that Itachi is tired, and saying this in reference that Itachi is saying this statement after that. That's your whole refutation to my first argument. You're saying that Itachi is tired after the fight. That's why he's saying this statement. I am asking you to prove that why do you think Itachi is saying this statement about his current self and not saying it in general?
Yeah, I already addressed this. We can move on.
You haven't addressed it. You haven't given a proper reasoning why.
Okay,
You're
well,
saying
if
it's
you
my
think,
burden of proof. No, you're saying it's my burden of to prove that Jiraya scales to that Itachi. You gave a line of reasoning. I'm questioning that reasoning by saying that Itachi could be referring not to his general self. Can you give me a line of reasoning why Itachi is
yeah, why?
talking about this right now? You haven't
Yeah, I
addressed
already
that claim.
addressed this, so we can move on.
Okay, fine. We can move on. But
Yeah,
yeah.
so is that pretty much your entire scale?
Yeah. So yeah, that's my scale. You can move on.
Um, okay,
Do
one
y'all want me
last
to
thing.
judge that point?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I think Sage won. I think
Okay.
Sage won because he addressed your argument by asking you like why would he maintain the power level that he was at previously? Because even if you agree, like even if he agrees that it's a general statement, but this version of Itachi gets weaker after this fact, then it still would lead back to his conclusion, which is that this Itachi doesn't scale anywhere. And
No, no, no.
if
I'm
you're
asking him to like. Okay, yeah,
hmm?
continue. Sorry.
Yeah, but
No, I was
I
just like,
already know what you're gonna ask. You're gonna say that you put a burden on him, but he actually never accepted the burden that you
no,
were trying
no,
to
no,
put
no,
on
no.
him because he
I'm
just
saying,
said that you were. Hmm?
no, I was saying that Itachi says this statement in general before, like whatever power Itachi has had in the past, which he gets weaker afterwards. That I'm
You don't
just
say the
having an
past.
argument.
Yeah,
No,
you
yeah,
didn't say the
his
past. You
power
said
in
in
the past.
general.
What would he? No, yeah, his
Huh?
power in general. So he would give up this
Yeah, yeah,
statement
yeah.
of before his
Wait,
past
wait,
for
wait.
himself.
Those are wait. Let me explain because those are massively like distinct things. When you say the past, then I would agree. Like then you would be talking about Itachi previously. But if this is after Itachi has using those MS abilities, and then he directly asks you, okay, well, does he maintain that power, right? Or does he stay weakened? Because if he stays weakened and you say it's in general, then it just leads back to his conclusion, which is that the nigga doesn't scale anywhere
No,
because
no,
you
no,
never
no.
said the past.
No, yeah, I know. This statement in general would obviously referring to an Itachi, which power level
Yeah,
he knows. He max power
Yeah.
level, which
Maharaga,
he
I'm
Okay,
knows.
just
wait.
explaining.
Hold
Maharaga,
on, hold on, hold on.
wait, hold on, stage. I got it. Right. When you say in general, you can't make that argument because based on what he's asking you, and you say it's in general, that's conceding to what he's asking you. Okay, because in general would imply, or not would imply, but it would apply to this version of Itachi that has gotten weaker. Because
Okay,
so you
fine.
can't say in general. That doesn't work.
I got it. I got it. Yeah, fine.
Okay.
I agree.
If
So we can move on.
you would have said in the past and he didn't attack that, I would have thought you won. But for the fact you didn't answer his question, I thought he won the point. But that's just my opinion.
Okay, fine. Yeah, Sage,
Okay.
what is your skill for Itachi?
Not. Actually, okay, it's not a relevant point. Yeah, I'll drop my scale.
Yeah.
Actually, you already know my scale. So Alive Itachi over MS Sasuke over
Okay. So why do you think Sage 1 Naruto is stronger than Sage 1 Jiraiya again?
because narratively the entire purpose of Sage Mode training was to surpass Jiraiya.
No, I believe that the narrative implications can be interpreted differently. Why do you think there's any? Do you think there's any empirical
Oh,
evidence to support that?
okay. What's the different interpretation then?
The different interpretation is that Jiraiya Naruto has gained the will of Jiraiya and has now Itachi and now he has gained the will. It doesn't matter because there are multiple interpretations to what the narrative implications are. In implication literally means that you're implying something, which means this already has many subjective interpretations. Like everybody has subjective interpretations, so we can't use it as a empirical evidence. Do you think there's an empirical evidence to
Why do I need
what it,
empirical
why?
evidence to prove my point?
No, you're saying that there's narrative implication. I'm saying that narrative implication is subjective to everybody. I'm asking you any empirical evidence.
Okay, but you're not providing any refutation. You're just
Mm,
asserting that outside of what
I
you
never
know that there
asserted that.
is.
I never
Can
asserted
you
that. I'm
let
just
me
saying what I'm
hold up?
giving. I'm
Let me
telling you.
finish.
Okay.
You're just saying that outside of what you know, that there might be some like alternative interpretation, right? But you can't
There
prove
are.
its existence. So how can you assert? How can you
Do you know
assert
what
its
the
existence if you
implication?
can't even prove it to
Okay.
it
Do you
exists?
know? Do you know what a do you know what implication is? I'm implying, oh, this guy is stronger than this guy. Now you can interpret that statement in many ways. I think that Naruto has gained the will from Jiraiya and surpassed Jiraiya's will. There are different interpretations to everything. I do not necessarily have to provide an interpretation. I'm simply giving you that there are interpretations. Narratively can be implied anything, but is there any subjective empirical evidence to back up? There are multiple. My interpretation is irrelevant here. I could have a very different interpretation and still be subjective like yours.
Okay,
I'm asking you the
so
empirical
you're
evidence like a statement.
okay,
If
which you
you,
haven't proved why I needed it in the first place, right? But
I proved
just
it
saying,
with objective. No, you're using it as objective evidence. I'm asking you to prove that it's objective by using empirical evidence.
prove it's
I've done
subjective.
you're literally it's just the narratively what you want to interpret something is it's up to you. It's literally objective. That's the point of the show. You can interpret
No,
things
do
differently.
you even know what
How the
scan
show
I'm
goes.
talking about?
People
I'm
think,
talking about when.
okay, I'll give you an example. You people, some kids can interpret this as a Naruto show, like this is when ninja fight and this is what kids do. That's
Wait,
ninjas
okay,
do. They ninja fight
okay, okay.
and ninja gets stronger. Some people can think this is the complex show of mentality showing the way of the ninja world, how it is twisted and how this thing is going on. Other people can just take this for granted and saying that this is just a corrupt system,
I
a cyclic of
agree. Okay, wait. I agree. You can have different interpretations, right? That's
even
fine.
a different
The problem
representation.
is, okay, even okay. Let's just operate under that like assertion, right? Even if you have a different interpretation, that doesn't like refute minds, right? Like, let's say we both look at an apple, right? And you say the apple is red, and I say the apple is round. Neither is necessarily wrong, even if we come to two different conclusions. It's
Okay,
just not
I
mutually
agree.
exclusive.
Okay, so can you give reasoning to why do you think he has surpassed Jiraiya? As that you think that he surpassed Jiraiya, right? So why do you think he surpassed Jiraiya? Do you have any statement back? So this comes up to evidence, right? Which evidence is superior to other evidence? So you have evidence backing that this apple is red, and I don't have evidence that's backing. I cannot refute that evidence. That means that the apple is red, right? So can you give me evidence, like I asked you to in before? Okay, do you have any evidence suggesting that Naruto surpassed Jiraiya?
Uh, yeah. So the scan I was referencing to was Tsunade believing that uh, by Naruto mastering Sage Mode that he will surpass Jiraiya. You know when she talks to the elders and she's like,
can you give the statement? Can you get the statement? I don't remember it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You can give manga if you want, but Viz is okay, I guess.
Yeah, the color manga uses Viz.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh wait, are you talking about the statement? Well, when she says that, oh, Naruto's mastering say, I don't know the complete statement. It's like Naruto mastering stage mode is like Sapaja. I don't. I know. It's about some.
But I'm gonna find it. Check general.
Okay. One sec, guys. Okay. So, what do you think? Tsunade knows how strong Sage Jiraiya is. Are you
Because
saying
she's
something? Oh yeah,
because
yeah.
she's
Continue.
going alongside him.
When does he use Sage Mode while fighting alongside them? Why do you think he used Sage Mode while fighting alongside them?
What do you mean?
Why? I'm asking you. Why do you think Jiraiya has used Sage Mode while fighting? I have a evidence backing up because when Jirobu when Orochimaru after like running after they fight against Hanzo, Orochimaru literally fights. Orochimaru fights against. No, he finds Jugo, and Jugo he's interested in what Jugo is, and he finds out about nature energy. Then, if and Sage Mode is the upper version.
I don't think that's in the manga.
That's in the manga. Let me get it. One, do you know when Jugo, where Orochimaru finds Jugo? What chapter is that? One. Juju. It is called Juju. Juju.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you know the chapter where he like finds Jugo?
That should be in the flashback of when he when Sasuke looks for his team. So that should be around like when is that? Shit. That should be
Uh,
like I know Sasuke Orochimaru is 343 and he goes to get heavy right after that. So go to like I don't know 347 or like 340 347 or 350 maybe somewhere around that.
Alright, 350. Hold on, guys. I have to find the scan. It's very big one. Okay. I have like two refutations to that, but let me just go for the basic one. Uh, chapter 3. 350, right?
Yeah, you can check that.
350. He goes after find. Yeah. That's the secret behind the rampages. The ability caused him to suddenly become more powerful and wild. Lord Orochimaru wasn't interested in those rampages so much of the clan's powers, and
That is not
he
at all
had
implied
another
as the
one.
first time I've seen it.
Yeah, he finally tracked down the source of the power that was the Ruichi cave. If he knew, like if he seen, okay, yeah, if he had seen, like I'm just gonna take a screenshot of that and post it in the scan. 1 second. I'm just gonna post in general. Um, yeah, here. Like if he actually knew, I mean, you can debunk this, but if he actually knew about sage mode energy, like Ju was sage mode energy, like Ju was literally like absorbing sage mode energy imperfectly, and if had seen like something like sage mode and Jiraiya's like fight against like them when he knows sage mode, like why would he be interested in like inferior version of sage mode and not sage mode itself? And he found out the source of the power,
First
and
of
after
all,
that,
okay. Well, in terms of why he doesn't use or learn Sage Mode, it's just stated his body can't handle Sage Mode.
no. I know that. I'm not saying that no, I'm just saying that if he already encountered something like senjutsu and knows something, and if he knew something like senjutsu chakra exists, why would he not think like he would have tracked down the source of the power, which he doesn't know what the source of the power is, because Jogo's power He doesn't know what Jugo's power is. Like he sees them taking some energy and he doesn't know what that energy is, and then he tries to track it down and he tracks it down to like Orochi's cave.
Well, not knowing what the curse mark is doesn't mean he doesn't know what sage mode is. He
It's
just
basically Sage. It basically is Sage mode because he discovers Sage mode after this. Like
no,
he tracks down Orochi
it
power.
uses sage energy. That doesn't mean it's the same as sage mode.
Sage mode is balancing Sage energy within you. It's based off Sage mode. The only reason the curse mark is different is because the clan's DNA and the imperfection of them handling Sage mode. Sage energy is the base
Okay,
of
yeah.
Sage mode.
So if his basis is Jiraya, right, and Jiraya turns into like a frog and shit when he goes into sage mode, why would he immediately deduce that this is sage mode when they clearly have different features?
I didn't understand. What?
Okay, I'm saying these like defining like these differentiating features would like make it harder to deduce something, right? Because if his basis is Jiraiya, who like turns into a sage, right? Like obviously Sage mode Jiraiya looks completely fucking different than CM2 Jugo, right? So like it would just be
I
harder for him to deduce that it is Sage mode due to
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
like
So no, the reason why he's so interested in Joe because like the whole purpose of Orochimaru is to like become more powerful. Like like Sage Mode, I think we can all agree is like a very significant amp, right? But like when he like enters Sage Mode, he becomes like completely different in terms of features. Like Orochimaru doesn't want snake powers; he wants like all the ninjutsu in the world, and like he wants to amp himself so much. But then if you see that Jiraiya is using something like Sage Mode and he's getting very significantly stronger with it, why wouldn't he be interested in something like that and try to track that down? Like after he meets Ruichi, after
well
he meets
this doesn't
Jugo,
mean this
no, I'm
doesn't
not
mean
done
he
yet. Like
wasn't tracking
you
it
can say it,
down.
you can refute it, but I'm just not gonna. Like if we actually saw something like Sage Mode, which is like a more significant amp, so he would see Jiraiya become maybe even stronger and getting an even more amp. Why would he not be? Why would he not be interested in that and be interested in Jugo's power?
Who's to say he wasn't interested in Sage mode prior to this?
But you're saying that he's interested in an inferior version of Sage Mode and not Sage Mode, which you tried to master but
No, no,
failed.
no, no. Well, first of all, like these like places are not like known to people, right? It's pretty fucking hard to find, right? They pride themselves
No,
on that.
that you can complete, but
So
that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm
okay,
saying.
hold up, but this is relevant to my point.
Okay.
So if these like if obviously not everybody's a sage, right? Like these like sage users are very fucking rare. So that in itself kind of proves that this power is hard to find, right? So I agree that Orochimaru is constantly on this quest for power, right? And like what I'm asserting is that he could have just happened upon the way it seems, right? Like he just happened upon this fucking curse mark, right? And then he tracked it down and found out it was Sage Mode. That does not mean he didn't know what Sage Mode was prior to this, or that he wasn't trying to find a way to use Sage Mode prior to this.
Wait, if he's finding the power, if he finds the power, so he doesn't know what it is at all, it's just because he's taking energy. That's what he's saying because like he's getting significantly stronger. He doesn't know the sage what the power is, and after this he tries to use sage mode because before this he doesn't master it. Like he tries to like Auto says that yeah he tries to master sage mode but fails to do so, and then he starts using the curse mark and like all that stuff happens because he fails to use it actually. So you're saying
Yeah.
that that is your argument? That okay,
No,
I
I'm
guess.
saying
Sure.
like, okay, I agree that Orochimaru is constantly on this quest for power, right? And
Yeah.
obviously Sage Mode would help him, right? But your scans don't prove that he wasn't like that he didn't know about it, right? All this proves is that he found the Judo clan, right? He found this curse mark thing. He wanted to know what the fuck it was. Found out it used Sage mode or Sage energy, and then he went to Ryuchi Cave to try to learn Sage mode. That's all this proves.
Wait, wait. So you're saying that he found out this senjutsu then?
No, I'm
Okay,
saying
so you're saying that he does not sage mode is, but he knows how strong Jiraiya would be in it.
No, I never. No, that's the point you're trying to prove. You're trying to prove he doesn't know Sage Mode, right? But I'm saying these scans don't prove he doesn't know what Sage Mode
Yeah,
is.
no. I
Only
was
that
saying
he.
that. I was saying that because you said that Tsunade knows how strong is because like they fought side by side. So I'm asking you, think that Orochimaru knows how strong because he also fought alongside. So you think he also knows it like Tsunade does, like because they saw him fight in Sage Mode.
Well, not necessarily because after a certain because I think it's stated that Jiraiya became a sage after becoming like the Sanin, right? And Jiraiya like doesn't keep in touch with Orochimaru like he does with Tsunade.
Okay, so wait, so Jiraiya did get stronger after this. You agree with that, right? Like it's because he trains a lot
Uh, got stronger after what?
after the war, like the during after like after fighting Hanzo. Or do you think he's as
Uh,
same strong?
it depends if okay after he learned Sage Mode, I don't see why he would have gotten stronger after that.
You think like the like its prime was like against Hanzo? You think that's the case?
I'm saying
Isn't
I
it?
don't see
Isn't
why
it?
Jiraiya would constantly be getting stronger.
Yeah, but like, is it like implied that the Sani would get stronger? Like Orochimaru didn't use Edo Tensei, and Tsunade didn't develop the that mark. So like you can argue that yeah, Jiraiya used Senjutsu, but isn't it narratively implied that Tsunade got stronger and Orochimaru got
Yeah,
stronger
but
because
okay,
yeah,
I'm saying
isn't
okay. Okay, but when Orochimaru leaves the village, when he leaves the village, like it's way after they already have their Sanin title. Like Jiraiya is older now.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you think that isn't it narratively implied that it's stronger like after they get older? Because the Orochimaru gets above, Tsunade gets above. What do you think? So you don't think that it's narratively the case that Jiraiya would also be stronger than before?
Yeah, but I'm saying, but this is like after or this is like before like Orochimaru leaves the village.
Yeah, I agree. I'm agreeing that this is after that. So Senjutsu, I agree with the point that Jiraiya, Orochimaru would know how strong that Jiraiya is. I'm asking like because it's narratively
Okay, so you're
implied
saying
that.
that okay, you're trying to say that the Sanin got stronger after the Hanzo, like after the Hanzo thing?
Yeah, after the war, like yeah,
Sure, yeah. Why?
yeah, because then you agree with this?
Yeah, sure.
Then why do you think that Tsunade would know how strong Sage Mode Jiraiya is?
Because she constantly talks to him, and she Jiraiya constantly like returns to the village, right? He's like narratively, he's just constantly like roaming the ninja world and like learning shit, and he
Yeah.
reports
That's
back to the
yeah.
yeah.
Wait, so
And
yeah, continue. Oh,
and
yeah,
also,
continue.
hold on. Wait, there's kind of like
Yeah.
one more thing that implies it. She seems to know the child of prophecy thing, um, which is like a
Yeah.
thing specifically from Mount Miyaboku.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You're done. Can I like? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
God.
So you agree that Tsunade didn't know about like okay? Do you think that Tsunade already know about Toad Sage Mode because like he explains like the Gamabunda comes and like wait wait Pa comes and tells Tsunade that he wants to take Naruto for training, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so he comes at Naruto. Wait, so why do you think Jiraiya like Jiraya's purpose? Like he told Tsunade about the Akatsuki and all that stuff, right? So like I have two things to say of those two things. I like one. I don't think Jiraiya would tell him about the powers. Like okay, it's like friend discussion thing. I don't think Jiraiya asked Tsunade, Tsunade, how much can you regenerate from like Byakugo? Oh, Jiraiya can like regenerate my arms. And so, Jiraiya, do you, like what's your Sage mode too? Like how strong are you in Sage mode? I don't think they, as a Hokage, that's a relevant point. I think Jiraya's purpose is to give information on the villages. Two, that yeah, that point on the child prophecy thing is fair. Like that comes from the Mount Myoboku's like prophecy, but I guess you can. I don't know if the correct term to use, but you can use like what do you say?
Okay, hold up. Let me
Correlation.
respond.
No, I'm
Let me
gonna
like
respond to both of them like both statements, and then you can like respond to that. Like, maybe I just respond to the first one, like the second one you made about the prophecy one.
yeah, God.
Okay. So the prophecy thing, that's fair, but I could apply the correlation causation thing that just because this one thing originates from Mount Vivoku, I don't think why would that I would ask you that why does that mean that she would know about sage mode powers at that my Mount Vivoku toad powers from that point just because of the child of prophecy thing. That child of prophecy thing was relevant because like it was relative to like Naruto, right? Naruto was the child of prophecy. He thinks that he's the child of prophecy and talks about that. That's like an emotional standpoint for Jiraiya because all these students like he hopes that they are the child of prophecy, but he fails 2 times, and that's what he talks about. But he doesn't necessarily talk about strength at this strength. That's what I think that they talk about. They talk about like Hokage things basically. Yeah, I can go ahead. You can go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So obviously, empirically, I can't prove that because obviously, this if it had happened on panel, we would know, right? But I'm just
Yeah, you can
using
reason it with that. Yeah, you
yeah,
can
I'm
reason.
just using rationalization and deduction to prove why this would likely be the case, even if it isn't necessarily the case.
Yeah, that's like I'm trying to question the likelihood of that because I think like the you agree that Tsunade is like
Yeah.
becomes extremely busy after like becoming she Hokage, right? Because she complains literally that she can't do
Well, no,
gambling.
this isn't just like he constantly talks to like prior to her becoming the Hokage,
I know, I
she like
no
knew
no
about
no
Minato
no
and
wait
shit
wait
like
wait
that. Like they just talk a
wait
lot.
wait before she becomes Hokage they talk a lot. Like she went away from the village, right? During that time period, he talked to her.
I don't know. It doesn't. They don't say when she leaves the village
So why do you think why did you like think that they talk to each other a lot before becoming the Hokage? Like, do you have any
because
reasoning? Like, because I think
she
I
knows
can.
things. She knows things about him that she shouldn't know. So the only way for her to know that is if
What does
she's
she
told.
know? Wait, what does she know that? What does she know about Jiraiya that she shouldn't know? Like that contradicts her knowing it. Why do you think? What
Things
things?
like okay,
Sage mode she knows in the war. It already happened in the war when she was in the village. The child prophecy thing he told her after becoming like the Hokage. We see him like talking about like entering like before Jiraiya leaves. What do you think? The child prophecy didn't even know that she's like the Hokage's. He's the Hokage's son. She didn't even know that. Once.
wait, why do you say she didn't know? She did. It's literally stated that she knew who Naruto's parents was. Like before Jiraiya, I think it's like before Jiraiya leaves to fight Pain.
Wait,
She's
once.
like
Oh yeah, can you repeat that point, please? I was sorry.
yeah, I'm saying like she knew of Kushina. I think she says like Naruto reminds like Naruto is like his mother or something like that.
Huh? When? I don't remember that. Can you?
Like
I don't
when they were
remember
like
the.
chilling on the park bench and like before Jiraiya leaves to fight Pain.
Yeah, that's after becoming the Hokage. I'm not talking. I'm talking about her. You're saying that before she became the Hokage, they talked a lot. I'm saying like why? I think that's not the case. You can you tell me like why do you
They're
believe
literally friends.
they yeah like they're friends, but they're still
They
be
don't
away.
have
Why do you
to.
think that they meet? Like they literally say that her location is unknown. Jiraiya would tracks down the location like Orochimaru does. Why do you think they talk like that? Is what I'm asking. Can you give me like reasoning to why?
Okay, obviously when she's not in the village, right, and she's in an unknown location, obviously he can't talk to her, right? But I'm saying prior to this, right, when they were actually good friends, and when she was still in the village, right, they were friends, right? Friends talk.
Yeah, I'm asking. I went over that. I think we went over that. I think that I already told you like why would they talk about their powers instead of talking about normal things like what's going on in the friends and family. Like Naruto and Sasuke don't talk about it. Like I know this is like a different thing, but like Naruto and Sasuke whenever they talk, they're either talking about like threats or like they're either talking about like what they're gonna do next or like what's your next plan ahead. I don't think they talk about the powers like oh you know now Sasuke like except for joking of course like, oh, Sasuke, I can like make 1,000 shadow clones. Damn, bro, I think I can make Indra arrows.
Well, in the case of Naruto and Sasuke, they
I
were
know.
like fucking mortal enemies for like most of the series.
Yeah. That when they become adults, right? Become the adults. Like whenever they talk about, they don't talk. I don't think they talk out like it's. I think it's perfect because whenever we see characters talking, right, and which characters are friends, I don't think they talk about power much unless they're talking about unless they're talking to the enemy.
Wait, wait.
They don't talk about power that much. Why do you think they talk about power? Like I think they talk about other things. Is
No,
what I'm saying.
I'm saying it's likely since he's talking about like his adventure in Mount Miyaboku, right? Sage mode is the reason he's there, right? So this would be one of those topics that he would talk to her about.
What? Can you repeat that part? Because they talked about why talk about mountain. Why do you think that? No, he talks about Minato and he talks about his adventures like when he goes like his book is about his adventures like he does his book is literally like released like Tsunade knows about the books. The books are released into like the world, like all the information on his tales, like the tale of Jiraiya, all his adventures are recorded. Obviously you're going to talk about the top secret Mount Miyoboku or top secret stage mode in it. Like he talks about the adventures against the ninjas that he faced. Why would you talk about
Okay.
stage one? Yeah, so I'm saying the likelihood of him talking about powers is very low because after years on years of fighting, obviously they're just fighting, and Jiraiya doesn't want to fight. Actually, he doesn't care about fighting that much. Like he only fights pain when he needed to. In his entire life, he doesn't want to fight people. Not as Tsunade. Tsunade is not she like brawling, but she doesn't fight that much. I think they would talk about things which matter the most to them, like the Hokage, like the village. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I don't think the likelihood is like very nice. I think the
Okay.
reasoning.
Let me.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just repeat what I said, right? Because I don't think you're understanding, right? The fact. Okay. It's not empirically like provable, right? But the fact that she has knowledge in general about things that Jiraiya has done, right, is evidence that she knows or she was informed on these things, right? So it would prove that it's likely that because obviously you can't talk about shit you like don't know about, right? If you have no knowledge on something, you don't even know its existence. So it's just not something like you can even like talk about, right? Because you have no knowledge on it. But she does have knowledge on Jiraiya's power, right? Because she's making a claim on it. It's like self-proving, right? The fact that she's making a claim on his power is proof that she knows his power.
All right. So I don't think you understood the reputation for that. I completely understood that you're talking that obviously
No,
if she
okay.
had no knowledge. Okay, let me just point out every argument you made.
I do understand
I
your
understood.
position.
Okay. Let me just tell you the argument. Your argument is that because they can't talk about things that they do know about, they don't know about, and that they would know their like obviously that's your saying that Sunade wouldn't talk about things that she doesn't know about means they talk about it.
No,
That
I'm saying the fact that she's making a knowledge claim on Jiraiya's power means she has knowledge of it.
yeah, but okay, why does that mean that she's like Jiraiya talks about it? They fought together in the war, and like you said,
Like,
they used paper. Wait, no, I'm not
but
done.
she
Yet.
knows.
No,
Okay,
no,
I'm
bro,
just
bro,
using.
bro, 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 bro. Let me copy. Like
You asked
that
me a
statement,
question, nigga.
No. I'm just not done yet. Like I'm asking you. I said that why would she know about it? And I'm saying that she wouldn't. I'm giving reasoning why she wouldn't know about it. She wouldn't know about it in the sense of like talking it. Like Tsunade sees Jiraiya fight, and they literally since childhood they fought together. And if they fought together, she could have known about Sage One because it uses in the war. So she would know about it in the war. Doesn't necessarily mean she would have that knowledge. She would need to talk to Jiraiya to
Wait.
have that knowledge.
You're
She would
changing
doesn't.
your claim now. Hold up. Now you're saying
No,
something
I
different.
just said no.
So
I
are you
said that
saying
they don't talk about it. I said that they don't talk about it. They will talk about Hokage things.
okay?
She
So now
knows about Sage Mode. She knows about
hold on.
Sage Mode
Wait.
because
You're saying you're changing your claim, right? Before you said he didn't have Sage Mode, so she wouldn't know how powerful he is now. Now you're saying he does
I
have
lost
Sage
on
Mode
that,
in the
right?
war.
No, I lost on that, but I'm still saying I have another argument for it. That's why I already shifted long ago.
Okay, so
Yeah, no, yeah.
are you saying now that like Jiraiya had Sage Mode like during the war, and she just has knowledge on a like Jiraiya's like war arc Sage Mode for him or something like that?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Exactly what I'm saying. It's completely feasible to assume that.
Okay, prove Jiraiya got stronger after the war.
We already agreed to this. Yeah, sure. I got stronger. You already agreed
No,
to
no,
this.
no. You changed your claim now. I'm saying because before you were saying that he didn't have Sage mode, right? And I'm
No,
saying he
bro.
would have. No, my claim
No,
was that he would have gotten
no,
stronger
your
as a
claim,
result
no,
of
your
learning
claim,
Sage mode.
no, bro. Your
Or
claim
I'm
was that okay, you're running in
I'm telling
circles.
you what my
Your
claim
claim,
is.
no, all I said is you're saying multiple. Okay, so one thing that you stated was that Tsunade knows how strong Jiraiya is, and how Jiraiya is. That's why she states that he's training to surpass Jiraiya. That means he's training in Sage mode. I said to you that Tsunade knows about Sage mode due to him using it in war, which you just said and implied that yeah, that's why Orochimaru knows it before. That could be possible. Now what I said is that that knowledge came isn't because she knows current Jiraya's strength. That's just because she knows it about already knew about it long ago because he could have used it. He probably would have used it in the war arc.
Okay, so
So
if you're
the way to
okay,
talk
so
about though she wouldn't need to talk to Jiraiya, current Jiraiya, like the old Jiraiya, 50-year-old Jiraiya, to know about Sage
okay,
Mode and
but
know
you're
about the power.
presupposing that Jiraiya got stronger, which I'm refuting. I'm asking you, why would
I
Jiraiya
we
have gotten
already
stronger
agreed.
after
We
that?
already agreed to it. We already agreed that Jiraiya will
No,
just
no,
yeah
no, I
strong.
didn't agree to it. I said Jiraiya would have gotten stronger as a result of learning Sage Mode. But if you're claiming he learned Sage Mode in the war, then now you have to prove he got stronger after
What?
learning Sage.
What? You just changed it. So what about wait? So I told you that the Orochimaru doesn't know about Sage Mode because Jiraiya. You're saying that Jiraiya didn't have Sage Mode. You said that due to the uses of
I
Sage Mode,
never
Jiraiya
no.
got stronger
My
during the
claim
war
was
arc.
literally the exact opposite. Juju can vouch for me. I said
Dude,
I said
no,
it.
no.
I said
He literally
hold
said because
up,
like
wait. No, let me.
I.
You're claiming something that's not true. So let me clarify, right? And Juju can vouch for me. You were saying that Jirai. You were saying that Orochi. Your whole claim was that Orochimaru doesn't know what Sage Mode is, right? So my refutation was just because he didn't know where Curse Mark was doesn't mean he didn't know what Sage Mode was because they have different features, and thus he could have still known what Sage Mode was prior to learning, prior to finding out what the Curse Mark was.
No, okay, so to refute that, I literally put that statement forward because you said, because you said that Orochimaru, because he saw Jiraiya, he would know Jiraya's Sage Mode. Reason I said this is because Jiraiya didn't use it in the war, is what I was trying to imply. But you said Orochimaru could have seen Jiraya's Sage Mode and still not know it was Sage Mode.
Bro, you're fucking hedging, and I'm responding to your new claims, and now you're saying you're refining your claims. It's because you're refining your fucking claims, right? First, you said he didn't know what Sage Mode was. Now you're saying he does know what Sage Mode is.
He left the call.
Bro, no fucking way, bro.